Hello everybody, welcome back and Happy New Year 2024. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for the beginning of a new year. For me, it always just gives me such a boost and I just feel like I've got a new chance to continue with my dreams and goals and life and just get on with everything and just get started. So I'm really excited. It is the 2nd of January. I've had a really wonderful Christmas break and I just feel ready to start working. So I'm very glad to be back recording on screen with you all. I just love it. So I'm very, very excited for this new year. So today I thought that I would take down the Christmas tree and get my house back in order to begin with. I am someone who, once Christmas is over and the New Year's Eve has happened, I really do like to get the tree down, and even though I've absolutely loved my tree this year, and I will be sad to see it go, I just don't feel like I can progress and begin the year until it's gone. For me, that was back in 2023, it's done now, let it go, goodbye. So yeah, I'm going to take down the tree. And I was going to do this yesterday. I woke up yesterday without a hangover because I didn't drink on New Year's Eve. But then I saw something on TikTok, I think it was, that said that it was bad luck to clean and do anything in the house on the 1st, because apparently it's washing away all the energy and good luck. And as somebody who is quite superstitious, I thought that I would wait, even though it was killing me. I was dying to get it done yesterday. I was in such a good mood and full of energy. So yeah, I am going to do it today, pack it all away and just get ready to get the house back in order and start a new year. So please join me. Okay, now that the tree is down, I can start cleaning, and this just proves how old/sad I am, because I've just bought a new Hoover and I'm just so excited to start using it. So this is a Henry Hoover. They're quite popular, and my mom, when I was a young kid, she used to be a cleaner, and she has told me since then that I should get a Henry because they're the very best. So coming from a professional cleaner, I think that is pretty good recommendation. So I'm gonna try this one. Let me just show you my old Hoover. I don't think you can see this very well, but this huge thing is my old Hoover. And I've had this for a long time, for about 7 years. And with my previous boyfriend, we lived in quite a massive house. And this brand of vacuum, which is a Sebo, is the one that they use in royal residences. So in Buckingham Palace, Balmoral, all of the royal family's homes, they use this vacuum because it's basically an industrial, professional vacuum. And for our house then, it was perfect. Now I live in a much smaller place. I don't really need such a huge one, and it's so heavy, so that's why I decided to replace it with my little Henry. So now I'm going to start cleaning up. I'm very excited to use this one. And so it's goodbye to the royal and hello to the professional cleaning recommendation. Okay, so it's just gone 4 p.m. I've just finished cleaning, putting everything away, hoovering, dusting, and harmony is restored. And I have to say that even though I was sad to put the Christmas tree away, now that it's gone and everything is back to normal, looking clean and fresh, I'm feeling a lot happier and really ready to start fresh with the new year, concentrating on all my goals and dreams. And I just think there's something about when you tidy and clean your home and bring a sense of harmony back to it, that you're able to just breathe a sigh of relief and really enjoy your space again. And for me, home is so important. It's the place where I spend most of my time. I work from here, I entertain here. So yeah, as I'm sure for most of you, it's very important for me. So I'm glad to have it restored. Christmas tree is gone, Christmas is over for another year, but there are lots of exciting things to look forward to in 2024. So now that all of the Christmas decorations are away and everything is back to normal, I feel like it is time to focus and really get started on what I want to achieve for the new year. Now I know that this is a real cliche, and I do watch other bloggers here on YouTube, and it just seems to be something that everybody's talking about at the moment, so I do apologise if you've been bombarded with that. But it is the beginning of January. I think all of us as human beings do want to continually improve and make the best of our lives, so it is a natural thing. And perhaps if you're struggling to think of what you want to achieve for this year, maybe listening to my ideas will give you some of your own. So I always find that to really help me plan, I like to write things down. I'm not someone who can keep things stored in my mind, and I'm also not someone who uses technology like a laptop or a phone to write down my goals, appointments or anything else. I am very traditional. I like to have a proper diary where I can sit down with a pen and write it down. I think that act helps me to focus more, and also for me to really make sure that I'm thinking properly. When I'm on my phone or a laptop, typing away just doesn't seem to store it here. So I have my 2024 diary from Aspinall of London as my NF initial, and I just love this. And so I think that immediately this makes you want to get started on planning. And even as you get through halfway through the year or midway through the year, because you have a beautiful diary, you are going to continue to keep that habit going. So I use this either for journaling or writing down what I want to do in the day. It's just a very good tool for that. So I have already written down some of my goals for 2024, so I thought that I would share them with you now. Now I'm not going to share all of them because that would be so boring, so I've just picked a few that are kind of key fundamentals that I would like to do this year. Some of them are ones that I've wanted to do last year but I didn't quite manage it, and I do kind of feel a little bit scared sharing them, because there is that pressure then that if you don't achieve, it's kind of on the record and your failure is there for everyone to see. But that is not the best way to look at things. If you don't manage to do something, it doesn't mean that you're never going to do it again. We have a long life ahead of us, hopefully. So there's always next tomorrow, the next day, next week, next year. But I am determined to get some of these done. So let me share with you, I've broken them down into 3 categories. We've got health, hobbies and skills, and then, I've broken them down to 4 categories. Health, hobbies and skills, work, and love and family. So I'm going to share them with you now. So let's start with health. And at the top of my list for 2024, I've written go sober for 2024. I've always been someone who enjoys having a drink with friends and family when I go out, but I've never really drank in the week unless I'm going to a special dinner or a party. I just usually have a little drink at the weekend. However, as I've started to get into my mid-30s, I've started to notice that when I do drink at the weekend, it's taking me a lot longer to recover. And even if I have like 2 glasses of wine, I feel that my head is dull and cold in this awful way, and I'm just not sharp. So I began to think over the last 2 years, what is the point of this? For the sake of having a few drinks, I'm feeling awful for the next day and sometimes for the next few days, and my productivity is just through the floor. So it has been a process over a few years that I've been thinking about this and thinking, is this something that I want to explore? Perhaps not drinking. Now it is perhaps important to note that from about 21 to 28, I hardly drank at all. In fact, there were definitely some years when I didn't have any drinks. I was the kind of person who would perhaps have like 2 drinks a year. At a wedding, I'd have a glass of champagne, or maybe at Christmas I'd have a little drink. But my boyfriend at the time was completely sober. He's never touched a drop of alcohol in his whole life. And so I just felt like if he's not drinking, then I'm not going to drink. And that was just a habit that I had. And I have to say that I was the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And then when we moved to Edinburgh and I started to make new friends, I found that it was fun again for me to drink. I had people to do it with and I was enjoying it. And I've had the last few years where I have enjoyed drinking. It was fun. I enjoyed making beautiful cocktails and having a gorgeous glass of champagne in a beautiful, beautiful champagne flute. So I've enjoyed the drinking that I've done and it's been fun. But I am very much focused on my career and progression. I really do want to progress in the next few years and achieve some of my goals and aims. And with that in mind, that has to be the most important thing. So, with that in mind, I have been toying around with the idea of going sober for a while, and I think that now is definitely the time. So, I decided before Christmas that I was going to do dry January, and then I was thinking about it and I thought, why wait until January the 1st? That is giving alcohol the power, because I'm saying, oh, I'll do this, this and this, and then on this day I will stop. But actually I could take the power back by just saying, well, perhaps I'll have my last drink today. So on the 27th of December, when I was at my sister's house for Christmas, we went out for lunch with some friends. I had 1 gin and tonic, and I decided that that was going to be the last one and I was going to do dry January from then. So actually I haven't had a drink since the 27th. I went to a New Year's Eve party here in Edinburgh. That was perhaps the most difficult time that I've had so far, because you do find that as everybody else is starting to really relax and have fun, you are still in this place where it's just a normal evening and you're not having a drink. So I felt like I was missing out. But what kept me going that night was just the thought of waking up the next day on January the 1st with an amazingly clear head. I decided that the next morning I was going to go for a walk with Sophie, just enjoy an early morning walk, make myself a lunch and just have a wonderful day without any hangover whatsoever. So that is what kept me going. And I have to say that that method really worked very well for me. I managed to get through the evening, even enjoy myself, and then as the clock struck midnight and everybody was celebrating and we all were wishing each other Happy New Year, I stayed for about 10 more minutes. I was extremely tired, so then I went home to bed, and the next morning I woke up feeling so fresh and wonderful. And I just felt like, wow, this is definitely the way to start the new year. So I've managed to get through. I know today is January the 10th, by the way. So I have managed to get through from the 27th of December to now, and I have to say, I don't want to curse things, but I haven't really found it difficult at all. I've really, really enjoyed being in my home, relaxing, enjoying the serenity of winter. I keep saying this to all my friends who are really focused on their goals and aims, and they're rushing around to get them done. Winter is a time to hibernate. It is cold, dark, wet, miserable. It is the time to be at home. So yes, make your plans and goals, but why not wait a few weeks for spring to start to kick in before you rush into them? You've had Christmas. It is a busy time, stressful, very expensive. Take January to relax, get back to an equilibrium in your life, wind down and just focus. Focus on yourself. So that is what I've been doing, and I absolutely feel so happy and content. So if this is how good I'm feeling, then after January's over and I have completed dry January, which I know I'm going to do, then I have to think about, do I want to continue with this? And at the moment I'm feeling like I do. And the wonderful thing is, before, when I was considering going alcohol-free, there was always something that, like an event, that was making me think, oh, I'll just wait till then. But I've realised that now I have the power, now that I've got through New Year's Eve without having a drink, I can get through any other event and just turn it around. So the next obstacle will be my birthday, which is on January the 23rd. But I've already planned what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out for dinner with a close group of friends. I'm not going to have any alcohol. I'm going to have a mocktail, maybe an alcohol-free beer or an alcohol-free wine. And my evening can be about spending time with the people that I love, enjoying a delicious meal, and then the next day waking up again without a hangover, completely fresh, and being able to do exactly what I want. And that, to me, is more appealing than having loads of drinks, maybe going out partying, and then suffering for a few days. So, yeah, I don't want to curse this because I do feel extremely positive about it, but I really feel like this will be my year to completely try and be completely sober, just for a while, and see the changes that it brings to my life. And I'm sure that many of them are going to be positive. So that is my biggest goal. I've talked about that at quite some length, but it is my biggest goal. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I can see online, on TikTok, on Instagram, that a lot of people are talking about this topic, so I thought that I would share my point of view. Hope it hasn't been too boring. So let me move on to my next one for health, which is take a weekly Pilates/stretching class. As someone who is on camera every week and I have to edit the videos and look at them, you get a kind of different perspective of how you really look in life rather than just looking in a mirror. So I get to see how other people see me, and I have noticed that sometimes I can be a little bit slouched and hunched over. I have kind of a not great posture, and then I do struggle with stretching. I used to be a really great stretcher. I could touch my toes and do all different things. But now I've noticed that as I'm getting a little bit older, I'm starting to get a little bit stiff. And I would like to nip that in the bud. I know that being flexible is really important as you get older, and I'm not saying that I'm an old man, but I think if you can start these habits when you're younger, then that is better. So I would like to do, as part of my health and wellness regime that I already have, I would like to add in either a Pilates or some kind of stretching like yoga into it, so that I can just be more flexible and improve my posture. I think posture is something that is often overlooked. As somebody who takes care of my appearance, you know, it's easy to get your teeth fixed and have your hair done, but if you're a little bit slouchy, it can perhaps not look the best. So Pilates, stretching, something that I really want to do for 2024. Okay, next. Walk more. So I think I mentioned late in December that I'd started to walk a lot more. And one of the things that has held me back from walking more than I should is Sophie. So as she's getting older, she really has started to slow down. And because she's been with me for the last 12 years, and we've got a life where she never stays at home on her own, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know, but that's the way it is. I have adapted my life to living with the dog. And I was thinking about this the other day, that how much I have changed my life to fit a dog in. So I only go to restaurants where dogs are allowed. I will only go to places where I can walk with Sophie there. Or, for example, I hardly ever go to the cinema because Sophie can't come, even though it's not really affected my life. I sometimes forget how much I have altered my life for her. So I mentioned a few weeks ago that I bought Sophie a little pushchair, and I started walking in the evening for about an hour, and I really loved that. After dinner, going for a walk, even in the freezing cold, makes you feel so fresh and just alive before going to bed. So I want to walk a lot more. So that is something else that I'm going to implement into my 2024, and I think it's something that is great for your mind, especially if you're doing something like trying to go sober. It's great if you're a little bit bored, it always picks you up, so yeah, walking. Okay, so now we're going to move on to hobbies and skills, and I'm just going to share 2 of them with you. So, although I feel like my cooking is quite good and I am an okay baker, I would really like to do a proper course and learn how to make beautiful cakes and pastries. Now, one of the reasons I would like to do this is because having this YouTube channel, one of the things that I often do is bake. And so over the last 3 years of having the channel, there have been many times when I've made something and it perhaps isn't the best. It's kind of a little bit not great. And the thing is, it can take quite a while to film those segments. You may only see a 5-minute section of a video where I'm baking a cake, for example, but that could take 3 hours of prepping all the ingredients, weighing everything out, doing the baking, waiting for it to bake, waiting for it to cool, and then if it doesn't turn out very good, it's a complete waste of time, and that has happened a lot. So I just thought that if I take a proper course on pastries and baking, then maybe some of these things that are going wrong, I'll be able to know the reason why, and I'll just have a higher chance of success with baking. And also be wonderful for you, the viewer, to see me bake some delicious, beautiful things, and I can perhaps impart my wisdom with you and share how to do that. So for 2024, I'm going to find a course. My ultimate one would be Le Cordon Bleu in France. They do this most amazing pastry course where you learn how to make those gorgeous French pastries and tarts. So I'd love to do that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it could be a whole series here where I travel to France and go and do that. But we'll see what the year brings. Maybe I'll have to come down a little bit and be a bit more humble and find something here in Scotland. But whatever the case, I would definitely like to do that for 2024. And my second one that I've written down to share is to join a running club. As I've decided to drink less, I do need to find other hobbies and new ways of making friends. A lot of the friends that I've made here, I've made by meeting them in a bar or a club. I've met a few friends that way and made some amazing ones. But I want to be able to still meet new people. And I think a great way to do that would be to join a running club. So I've seen them all here in Edinburgh. They meet like a few times a week. They go running, they maybe have a coffee afterwards. So I think that would be a really wonderful way to make friends. And as I would like to run more but not outside on my own, that would be a really wonderful way for me to achieve that goal and also meet some new people. Okay, so now I'm going to share some of my work goals for 2022. The first one you may be interested to know is post 2 times weekly on YouTube. Now, when I first started this channel, I was so consistent with my posting. It used to be every Friday at 5 o'clock on the dot. I have to be completely honest, I found it very difficult in 2023 to manage my time and make sure I was posting exactly every single day on the dot. something that I really struggled with. I do want to apologise about that, because I know it can be frustrating if you are expecting a video on a certain day and it's not there. So what happened in 2023 is that I really stopped announcing my schedule, and I would just try to make sure that I at least posted once a week. But it's a little bit chaotic for me. I would prefer to have a regular posting schedule. So as well as making sure that I do have a set date for posting, I would also like to start posting twice a week. I've started to make my videos longer, and I thought that I would do 1 hour per week episode, and I think I'm going to do instead split that into half an hour and do 2 videos per week. So the reason why I'm telling you all of these things is because I feel if I put it out there and say it, then I have to do it. So that is kind of a little bit of a accountability thing there. The next thing that I've written down is start writing my book / find a publisher. So writing a book is something that I've wanted to do for probably the last 5 years. And it's something that a lot of you have asked me if I'm ever going to do also. I think a book would be a really wonderful thing. I love writing. I think I'm pretty good at it. If a lot of you enjoy my blog and my newsletters, I think it does come across that I do enjoy writing. So for me, a book would be a pleasure to do. I think there are a number of things that I could write about, but I have 1 or 2 ideas that I think really would be the best thing for me to write about, that I could write about at length. So yeah, I would really like this year to start writing my book, and then also speaking to some publishers about my ideas and seeing what level of interest there would be. And if there isn't really that much interest, then I will just do a self-published book. I have already written 2 Christmas ebooks, and people have bought them and enjoyed them. So I think doing that, but with a longer book, would work really well. So let me know what you think, if you would like a book, and what subject you think would work really well. I already have an idea of something that I think would be perfect, but I'd be interested to know what you think about that. And finally, we move on to love and family. So what I've written here is simply travel more. So my boyfriend is based overseas. We've actually been together for a year in just 3 days. So it's our 1-year anniversary, which is amazing. And because he lives in another country, we have to travel to see each other. And I just thought that it would be nice to spend our time together travelling and going to some new places. Actually, yesterday I got back from a trip to the Highlands. I only went for 1 night with Vanessa. We decided just to take a quick last-minute trip. She has been living in Italy. She's back for a few weeks, and then she's going back to Italy again. So we just wanted to have kind of like a last trip together before she kind of moves away more full-time. So we weren't really doing a lot here in Edinburgh. We did to Perthshire. We stayed in a gorgeous little hotel, and then we drove up to Balmoral yesterday. But it was closed, you can't see the castle. In fact, we only missed it by a few days because I think on the 7th it was open, which is a shame. And you can walk around the grounds, see the castle from the outside, and then visit the cafe and the gift shop. But we did manage to go to one of the local villages called Braemar, where they have an amazing hotel, the Fife Arms, and we had lunch. And honestly, driving through the Highlands was just breathtaking. It was worth doing the trip just for that. It was covered in snow. It was kind of like being in a James Bond movie. It was just so stunning. So even for the drive, it was worth it. And shamefully, I've lived in Scotland for 4 years this year, and I have hardly been anywhere outside of Edinburgh. And I think most of that was because of lockdown. We couldn't go anywhere. And then again, as I said, having Sophie can be hard to travel and do things. But it's not an excuse. She came with us yesterday. She sits in the car very well. So I am going to travel a lot more. In Europe and around the rest of the world with my boyfriend, so that we can enjoy being together, but also more travel in Scotland for filming purposes. It doesn't matter what weather you have, it is always stunning, whether it's beautiful sunshine in springtime, or whether it's snowing, whether it's cloudy, raining, it is always stunning in the Highlands. So I would definitely like to explore more and share that here on the channel. So that is something that I really want to do this year as well. So yes, those are some of my goals and aims for 2024. I would love to hear some of yours. I always find it so fascinating to hear what people are planning for their year and some of the goals and dreams that they have. So please do let me know here in the comment section what you want to achieve for your year, and if any of you are also thinking about going alcohol free, or if you're sharing any of those things that I talked about, I would love to hear and see what you're doing, because I think we could help each other out a lot. So before I leave, I just want to share something quite exciting. So a few weeks ago I asked you what you thought about me doing a separate ASMR channel, and a lot of you said that you would really love that. It is something that I've considered for a while, and so I'm very delighted to announce that I have released my first ASMR video on my new ASMR channel. So I will be posting a weekly video on this channel, as well as the videos here on this channel, so don't worry, I'm not going to be leaving here. If you like ASMR and you would like to see this new video on my channel, I will link it in the description box below, or you can search for my new channel, which is called Elegant ASMR with Nicholas Fairford. And I'm really excited to be able to do this. ASMR is something that I absolutely love. Sometimes if I'm struggling to sleep, I will listen to ASMR and I just find it very relaxing. So the idea of this channel is not to be super high-tech or creative. It is supposed to be simple. The main purpose of it is for people to listen to the sound of my voice and other sounds that help to relax. So this first episode is simply me going through one of my favourite books in a very soft voice and just enjoying that together. So please do check it out, Elegant ASMR with Nicholas Fairford. And also, if you do enjoy it, I would really ask that you subscribe. The more subscribers that I have on this new channel, the higher chance that it'll be shown to other people who can also enjoy it, which makes it worthwhile for me to continue to make videos there. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited about this brand new year. I hope you are too. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all, as I have done for the last few years. It's something that I just relish so much. I really do enjoy it. So thank you for being here with me. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time, but until then, take care. Bye-bye.